Welcome to Under the Onion Skin, the podcast to get closer to independent animation directors and get to know some behind the scenes of their short films. My name is Giulia, and each time I talk to a different director about a short film they made. With this podcast, I hope to be able to capture a glimpse of what I love mostly about festivals, to have something to listen to when we're back to our regular lives, but above all to celebrate beautiful films, talented artists and storytellers. Welcome to Under the Onion Skin. In this episode of the podcast, I'm chatting with Swiss and Italian director Barbara Brunner, part of the duo Brunner und Meyer, about her film Rainboy. Rainboy is a 2D animated short film about stormy conflicts. In this episode, among other things, we talk about making films versus making commercial work, children's animation, and combining parenthood and festivals.
We are going to talk about your film, so Rainboy.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say about Rainboy, like as an introduction?
Well, I mean, it's only the second, non-commercial movie I've done, and I really liked working on it. I felt it was the best time ever in my working career. I really enjoyed the process. I do really like the film as well. I like its simplicity, and I feel like I achieved what I wanted to do, keep it very simple story-wise, but still make it make sense. And formally, the design, I wanted to strip everything down because the first movie was a bit of an overkill design-wise, and I felt like the design did not communicate with the story, it was separate from the story, kind of. So in that regard, I am very happy with the film. I really like the sound design that Thomas did. That's about it.
And you said it was a pleasurable process. Maybe also, being able to dedicate time for it and not doing just commercial works.
Well,
or not?
I mean, we kind of made, Franzi and me, my business partner Franzi, we made the decision not to do any commercial work anymore, I think 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a coincidence. We just didn't want to do commercials anymore. We still do sometimes now, but it's hard to focus on both. I feel like the skills you need to do commercial work are quite different from independent movies, and I think that they don't work so well together, and you got to immerse yourself in both the work. In commercial work, you have to have a certain mindset, and I feel like in independent movies as well, and it's hard to get deep into it. In both aspects, for me. Anyways, I mean, somebody maybe who is more flexible.
No, I think it's very good to hear this.
But I couldn't handle it.
And you decided, you said 7 years ago,
yes, I think
as a duo, not to do this anymore?
Yes, with Miles Away, we wanted to make independent movies. Mm-hmm. But then somehow we got into commercial work, and I mean, it was a necessity, of course, and then at some point, we just didn't want to do that anymore.
I mean, if it's not a necessity, then I understand, But then how do you balance in order to keep the business afloat? Film funds for the...
Well, film funds, and you have to make realistic budget. And also, we both work 20% for SRG, so that helps a lot. And then sometimes it doesn't really work out, and then it's just potatoes and water for Franzi.
Yeah, but then you also mentioned sometimes a commercial here and there happens.
Yes, but we are kind of strict. It has to be for something that is non-profit, like a museum or a festival or something like that, which usually doesn't pay super duper well. I would even be open to commercial work if I don't have to talk to anybody.
So it's like the...
Which is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's the communication around it that makes it...
Yeah, also I feel like for me it felt like there was some kind of artificial urgency to that work. Like, I mean, we're promoting like, I don't know, dried beans. So
Yeah.
nobody's gonna die if it takes 2 more weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
And I felt like everybody was supposed to work a lot and supposed to not enjoy themselves, and I just
Yes.
wasn't up for that anymore.
I agree with you about, first of all, the fact that it's not so urgent or so meaningful as a kind of product, but I feel like very often it is necessary for people to survive. So there is the commercial
Yes,
job.
I'm not judging at all.
No,
like,
no.
I respect people who do that and can do it.
I think it's great that you managed to avoid it somehow. We found a way where you don't need, you don't rely on commercial commissions anymore, which is great.
I think it's mostly thanks to Francie. She really didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
She was too stressed out. She didn't enjoy herself anymore, and we almost broke up. Like, Brunner Meyer, we've been around for 14 years, which isn't a lot, but it's not nothing.
It's quite a number.
Yeah, it's still quite a number, although we are only 25. But now she didn't want to do it anymore, and then I was like, either I keep working with her, and after all, I wanted to make independent movies, and I feel like the issue for me was I find it quite difficult to really know what the story really is. Very often, if you're visually very interested, you or I confuse form with the story. I feel like if you only focus on storytelling, then it's easier to know, okay, that's what I'm saying, and I'm not just showing some pretty pictures. That was basically my issue with my first movie. It was like, I think it's pretty. It did fairly well in festivals because it's colorful, but there wasn't enough story.
Content, yeah.
Whereas I feel like Rainboy looks maybe a little stupid, but I feel like there is content. I can see the content. I know where it is. I know that what I'm telling makes sense in that world.
So yeah, your approach in this case, how was it? Like when you started to approach the story, what was the goal? The main
goal was to do something that I can do with the little baby at home. So, and also, to be honest, one goal was not to suffer while working. Like, for miles away, I felt like every frame I had to like bleed to get it out of me. And I didn't enjoy myself like one day, and it was very tough to finish it because I just wasn't in love with the project. And this time I just wanted to make something that I like and not to think about the outcome at festivals, and which of course as soon as the film is finished, of course you do think about. Yeah, of course you do. But while working, I wanted to enjoy myself.
And you managed.
Yes, I did. Also, I did not work with a lot of people. Like, I worked with Annette a little bit, and with Justin, and then with Thomas for the sound design. And a lot of time I was alone. But when I had to work with somebody, it was just like cool. They were like so chill and very helpful.
And how do you were the director,
yes,
but also the producer?
No, actually Francie is the producer.
Okay.
But Francie and me, we do like everything together. Like the application, we do that together for her films, for my films. Yeah. But when it comes to numbers, she's the boss. When it comes to writing, like I tend to do a little more.
Was it difficult to handle the making, like the creative making, but also keeping in mind, you know, how long the funds are going to last, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, you have like the Damocles Schwert, you know, the Spada di Damocle.
The sword of
the
Damocle.
sword. Yeah, always. But I mean, I'm 42. I just try not to stress out about it too much. Yeah. But of course, you think about it, like especially the parts that are not in your hand. For instance, the sound recordings, the voices. What if they don't work out? If I have to go back to the studio, how much will it gonna cost? And yeah. And also, for us, it's important to pay the people that work for us well. So I wouldn't ask for favors.
Yeah, but that's also what I mean. This kind of thinking should be the producer's worry, right? And you had to keep in mind all of this. So just
Yeah, but that's how we work.
yeah, but that's
like,
why I'm
as
interested.
a duo,
Yeah.
But it was like that before as well.
And so far, you went to a couple of festivals.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you went to.
No, I went to Berlin. Yes, that was
And
nice.
to America, you went to where was
Yeah,
that?
to Aspen. Yeah,
Aspen?
true.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's the two. Then, yeah, to Aspen.
I
Yeah,
went-
we traveled around the world.
Okay.
Aspen, I was too stressed out. And it wasn't an animation festival. I feel like next time, I think I would like to start with an animation festival because the audience is quite different. And then Berlin was super nice. It's a very small festival, but I highly recommend. Great movies. Now I'm really done. Like for a while, I was quite obsessed with the festivals, and you know how it is. You get maybe one yes from a festival, and that doesn't count for shit.
Yeah.
And then you get like one no, and then you're gonna think about that no for 2 weeks and suffer.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's my next movie. I choose to enjoy myself while making the film, and then I choose not to care too much about the festivals. Francie went to the children's because the movie is in the children's section as well, and she said that the reactions were great. And I think I might be going to maybe to Monstra.
Yes.
You have been, right?
Last year, and that's where this podcast started.
I see. Yeah, I'm thinking about going maybe. Yeah.
I think you should. It was a very beautiful festival.
I've heard only good things, so might be something.
Yeah, I think it would be nice.
It's not that easy that part is not that easy to manage with a small child, like going to festivals. I would really love to because I feel like it's part of the harvest of a movie is being able to travel with it.
That's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
Actually, it's true. How old is your daughter now?
She's 5.
Yeah, but that's interesting indeed to think about it. Like, if you're a director, a big part of the film life is a festival, and not every director is able to.
And I have to say, with this film, I have less festivals than with Miles Away, but more of the festivals would actually be on the Swiss Films list or BAC list, but then it's in the wrong section, so you still don't get funds.
That's also what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That very often, somehow, also in festivals, the children competition is somehow a category B.
It's below. I feel like last year's animation competition in Solothurn was very, very cool. Your film was here too, right?
Last year it was my first Solothurn film Tage, and I watched a bunch.
But you were in the children's section last year. Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not bad to be in the children's section.
I think it's good if people would not consider
it to be less
interesting. Why would we consider children competition less if they should be the citizens of the future? So the content has to be good. It's not like it's a stupid content or it's a low quality content, so it's for children. Shouldn't be.
No, and I would go even further than that. I feel like sometimes children's movies are more precise with what the directors are more precise with what they want to say. And then again, I disagree very often with calling a certain movie a children's movie. For instance, I don't feel like Rainboy is a children's movie. That's what I wanted to do, and it's very that. But I feel like Marea isn't a children's movie necessarily. And the first one, Merlot, is
even
at
less.
all.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't even make sense because the children won't get the jokes. So it's more the design maybe.
Yes, and also as Brit was saying, if there is a film that could also be for children, that it gets automatically in the children box. Yeah, they think this would work for children, and that's fine, and it's fine by me that if it's in children competition, but then this also means usually that it's not selected twice.
Yeah, it's not in the competition.
And very often in festivals, the children screenings are early in the morning.
Yes, true. Very
so
true.
you really miss, probably you don't have the...
Yeah, it's a bit sad that then the other filmmakers won't come because they're hungover. Yeah.
That's it. So but let's hope that this.
But
will
then again, I
change.
said very firmly, next movie I'm not gonna make a children's movie anymore. I don't care about.
you
And
said it.
now I'm
you
gonna
said
make
it.
another children's movie because that's what I.
But you said it before Rainbow or after Rainbow?
After Rainboy, I was really a bit bummed about all those selections that were not in the competition, and then I felt like, oh, it's valued less, so I should make something for adults. But my mind just comes up with
but the
children's.
next one is also.
It's also.
Tell me about onions.
About onions.
Yes. I want a recipe. I would like a Sicilian recipe now.
A Sicilian recipe. I don't love onions all that much, but you know where they make sense? In a vinaigrette with artichokes.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you make that?
Well, you just boil the artichokes. You know how to clean them, right?
Yes.
They're okay. But I did not. My mom had to teach me.
I watched my mom many times. Yes.
My mom had to teach me.
But it's a tedious work, so I never do it.
Yeah, I really like them.
Okay.
But anyways, the vinaigrette is just basically chopped red onions, then a little bit of senape.
Mustard.
Mustard, yeah, and then aceto. And
aceto is
oil.
vinegar?
Yeah, vinegar. And then pepper and what else?
Nice.
Parsley, maybe.
So the
capers, very important.
Okay.
And if you do the artichokes like that, you don't even have to clean them that much because you just start from the outside.
Yeah. Hey, I will try this.
Yes, it's very good.
I also like
artichokes are very healthy.
I like them. I'm just usually lazy to clean
we should
them
start
up.
a cooking podcast.
Actually, yeah, that's my next goal. Thank you.
I hope you liked this episode of Under the Onion Skin and that you'll have the chance to watch Rainboy and connect with Barbara. You can find in the show notes the links to the work of Brunner and Meyer. And that's a wrap. This was Under the Onion Skin. Thank you for listening, and until next time with another director and another animated film. Ciao!